I kind of like to consider myself a somewhat creative person. I mean, I probably wouldn't be spending this much time making YouTube videos that barely any people watch if I wasn't one. Sure, I'd love these videos to get millions of views and to earn me a lot of money, but I mean, that would make sense, wouldn't it? From a logical perspective, yes, 100%. Yet here I am, more than 2 years after starting to, somewhat regularly upload on this channel, and reaching the astonishing number of 545 subscribers as of today. You may be asking, why? Why are you doing all of this? Well, because, in a way, it's fucking satisfying. It's almost an undescribable feeling. First, you come up with an idea. Then you do research. You need to gather all the material you can in order for your final product to be as good as it can be. Then you write. You think and think about it. You want everything to look, to sound, and to feel. Then you're ready. You can finally press that record button and just do the best you can. At this point, bear in mind, you are still your only judge. Nobody has seen your work yet. It's up to you to decide whether what you're doing is good or not. Now concentrate. Put it all together, revise, and revise. You want it to be perfect. You need it to be perfect. Otherwise, why make it? The moment finally comes. You are one click away from revealing your work to, well, quite literally the entire world. Who knows? Maybe you're one click away from blowing up. Or maybe, which is most often the case, you are not. You finally click on the upload button. And there it is. Think about it for a second. Just a week ago, it was a mere idea. An unshaped thought that just randomly ran through your mind. You could have just ignored it. You could have thought that maybe it was, not worth to put it in time. But you did. And now it's there, before your own eyes. Do you know how fucking amazing that feels? Maybe nobody's gonna watch it. Doesn't matter. Or maybe there's gonna be one person that actually watches it and loves it. Maybe they even leave a like and comment something positive. I assure you, in a way, that is enough to make the week-long effort worth it. Now, I have obviously put this in the perspective of a video maker, but everything I just said is undeniably applicable to any sort of creative work. Although, if I had to choose the one art form that takes the most amount of both creativity and dedication in order to create a good product, then it would probably be manga. Writing a traditional book, a romance, takes an enormous amount of imagination and skill, especially to turn on the reader's imagination by using nothing else than mere words. It's not like you really have anything else to rely on when writing a book. When talking about manga, though, it's a different story. You can't just write it, you need to draw as well. Think about it as if everything that's not dialogue in a book turns into pictures in manga. But it is definitely not enough to be a decent artist. If your goal is to truly create an unforgettable manga series, then you need to be good. Really good. There is so much manga out there, the competition is almost endless. Sure, some of them definitely rely on good stories more than on amazing art. Hell, even some of the most famous and successful manga series out there gain their popularity not through photorealistic art, but as long as you are not a genius storyteller and world creator as Eiichiro Oda, for example, that won't cut it. In my opinion, what makes a truly good manga is the balance between both factors. This same need for balance is what gives birth to the relationship between two elementary school girls, Fujino and Kyomoto. Fujino is a very sociable girl that finds herself, let's say, under the spotlight, however brightly might an elementary school classroom spotlight shine, because she draws manga for the weekly school newspaper. Although her art is, well, let's say, particularly amateurish, she manages to engage her young readers with absurdly fun ideas and very unexpected plot twists. Basically, she's a sort of a celebrity among her peers that often encourage her to pursue a mangaka career and even ask her for autographs. One day at school, her teacher approaches her and is like, there's this hikikomori girl that doesn't attend school, but she's very eager to try publishing her own manga on the newspaper. Would you mind letting her have a go just this once, you know? To which Fujino replies something along the lines of, yeah, I mean, I'm almost sorry for her, because, you know, there can basically even be competition with my talent. But sure, let's let her try. I'll allow that. But when Kyomoto, the other girl, finally publishes her own on the school's newspaper, and once Fujino sees it, well, she realizes she's kind of shit in comparison. Kyomoto, who may remind you is like a 12-year-old girl, draws with such realism and precision as if she's been doing it for the last 50 years of her life. She's so good, in fact, that Fujino straight up decides to stop drawing, giving up her dream of becoming a mangaka when she sees her art. It's the actual encounter between the two of them that is gonna change both of their lives in a very radical way. On the day of graduation from elementary school, Kyomoto is obviously not there because she's a hikikomori. So the teacher basically gaslights Fujino into bringing the diploma directly to Kyomoto's house. Once coming in through the unlocked door, Fujino impulsively draws a short manga that, by design of fate, glides right under the door of Kyomoto's room. Fujino tries to run away, all embarrassed, but the shouting girl manages to reach her in time. And to much of Fujino's surprise, Kyomoto admits of being a huge fan of her stories, saying that she read each one of them and that it deeply saddened her when the girl decided to quit drawing. This quick first interaction between the two girls manages to light up Fujino's passion for drawing once again, also giving life to one of the best scenes I've seen an anime portray in like the last 5 years at least, and also bringing the two of them to work together, publishing short manga and also winning awards. About halfway through the movie though, there comes a sort of a breaking point. The two of them are already in high school, and Kyomoto decides that she wants to go to art school, thus quitting making manga with Fujino. I really do not want to spoil anything else about this movie, considering both the facts that it's barely an hour long and that I've already basically told you everything that happens throughout the first 30 minutes of it. You know, I completely understand that from my description, this story may not sound like the greatest piece of fiction ever made. And well, it's not the best piece of fiction ever made. But let's not forget that this movie is based on a manga made by the same guy that gave life to Chainsaw Man. Tatsuki Fujimoto has this very interesting ability, which is to turn extremely shitty premises into artworks. Bear with me for a second. Just think about the premise of Chainsaw Man. A pervy guy indebted to the Yakuza gets almost killed by demons only to get fused with the Chainsaw Devil. And now he can grow a chainsaw out of his fucking head and he fights demons to save the country because he's got mommy issues? That just sounds like shit, doesn't it? In my personal opinion, what manages to make Look Back such a memorable, realistic, and authentic experience is, well, probably the fact that it's mostly based on Tatsuki Fujimoto's own life. All of Look Back is a, let's say, more dramatic analogy of Fujimoto's life. You can clearly understand this because of the abundance of references and Easter eggs all throughout the movie. First of all, the prefecture. Fujino and Kyomoto live in the prefecture of Yamagata, just one prefecture away from where Tatsuki Fujimoto actually used to live, which is the Akita prefecture. Oh, by the way, have you noticed that the names Fujino and Kyomoto combined together make the name Fujimoto? There's also another very cool little detail that's somewhat easy to miss. Shark Attack, which is the manga that Fujino is creating further in the story, has the exact same cover art as Chainsaw Man. I would actually love to analyze all the similarities between the story and all of the information we have about Tatsuki Fujimoto's life, which is not a lot. But the thing is that to do that, I would need to spoil the ending to you, and I really do not want to do that. What I want to do and what I can do is talk a little bit more, just a little bit more, about the relationship between the two girls. The very interesting thing about the story is that Fujino is, in a way, both defeated and saved by Kyomoto, even before actually meeting her. Because once, after reading her like Kyomoto's manga for the first time in the school's newspaper. Once she finds out about the girl's talent for the first time, it initially manages to motivate her to practice day and night to reach the same level. But spending the entirety of her time drawing, she ends up isolating herself from others, causing a lot of concern both from her parents or relatives, as well as from her friends. At that point, she kind of realizes that she's never going to be better than the other girl, than Kyomoto. So she ends up quitting her dream. But that is up to the point where she meets Kyomoto for the first time in real life. And finding out that the girl always looked up to her manages to basically instantly make her regain her lost confidence. And, well, she starts to draw again.
With jobs or anything?
Yeah, I know that, but I am.
Yeah, I mean, she gives it her all.
Jesus Christ, this is beautiful. It's not often that you see anime backgrounds that look like they've been hand painted. Bear in mind, not drawn, painted. Everything you see is so bright and vivid. You can honestly pick any random frame out of this movie and it will still be the most aesthetically pleasing thing you've ever seen in your life. Some time ago, I've actually read the original manga version of Look Back. And don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed it. But as much as I appreciate the somewhat messy art style of that Tatsuki Fujimoto is basically well known for, I think that Studio Durian, yes, that is actually the name of the studio, made such an amazing job with the backgrounds that I honestly ended up enjoying this animated version of Look Back a lot more than the original manga version. One thing though that wasn't changed from the original manga version regarding the art style is the character design. I think I already said it in the past multiple times, basically each time I talked about anything made by Tatsuki Fujimoto. But I think I will never get tired of saying this until I take my last breath. I absolutely love the way Tatsuki Fujimoto draws characters. They are extremely simplistic. The hair is usually just a mass of dark matter with some occasional strand here and there. And the bodies have a tendency to look kind of sharp and a bit stiff. Yet, somehow he manages to draw some of the most expressive and expressively ugly face expressions I've ever seen in any manga. Like one other manga that comes to mind when saying this is probably I Am a Hero by Kengo Hanazawa. Although that manga has more of a realistic art style all throughout, the author also managed to give you these very weird, ugly, but very expressive faces. It's kind of difficult to make anime characters or like manga characters expressive mostly because of the way they are designed. If you think about like original anime art style, manga art style, it's very cartoonish. It's difficult. It's not impossible to portray emotions well, but I think that these two manga series are a good exception. And I am so glad that they decided to stick to the original character design in the anime adaptation. Also, let's be honest, Tatsuki Fujimoto probably offers the most realistic and respectful depictions of woman bodies. Because, this is how a high schooler usually looks in anime. Well, this is how they should look. It's honestly so refreshing to see the two main heroines of this movie look and act their age. The same aspect can be seen in the voice acting as well. I think that Kyomoto's voice actress deserves an award for her performance.
数乗せられないのに藤野先生は学校行きながら枚数乗せて本当に同じ小学生だと思えないぐらいすごくて、藤野先生は絵も話すも5年生頃からどんどん上手くなっていって、私確信しました。藤野先生は漫画の天才です。
There are no squeaky fucking Oni-chan thrown at you every other frame, no perfected enunciation skills acquired through years of practice. She's a fucking 12-year-old Hikikomori. Come on, she's almost scared of talking to people. She always stutters. She sounds like she's constantly congested. Fuck, I love this. I think I said about everything I wanted to say. I just wanted to point out that this video was not meant to be, a review type of video. It was more of a short analysis of this movie, of this story, just in order to kind of incite you guys to give it a try. Because weirdly enough, being a movie that was based on a Tatsuki Fujimoto manga, which, Tatsuki Fujimoto is probably like the biggest name in the manga industry right now, it's kind of weird that this movie went kind of unnoticed. There hasn't been really that many people talking about it. And I really think that this movie deserves your, an hour of your lifetime to give it a try. Okay, well, at this point, that is honestly all I wanted to say. Thank you very much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It honestly means the world to me. Having said that, thank you very much again. I really hope I'm going to be seeing you in my next videos.